What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have to cover something that is not normal or typical on this channel, but I do have mad respect for Anderson Silva versus Isreal Adesanya. You know, they fought off yesterday, and when I heard about the fight, I was like, Anderson Silva's too old. Love Anderson Silva, but he's too old. You know, he has 20 years on this kid. Style bender Adesanya. They call him that because, you know, he's so unorthodox. He does some just spontaneous shit in the octagon. Okay, so, you know, me looking at it, I'm like, wow, okay, what type of fight is this? Is this how is this fight going to come out? And I gotta tell you guys, round one was typical. Fast, quick, better reflexes from Adesanya, of course. You know, his kicks were. Now, his strikes were, not his kicks. He couldn't get a lot of kicks off. Anderson Silva, you know, did get in some right hooks when he did clinch, okay? Strike for strike, Adesanya won first round. Second round, Anderson Silva came back in a dynamic, you know, he showed who he was. You've seen some vintage Anderson Silva in there. You didn't just see this guy that's diminishing as a fighter that, you know, that looked over the hill. No, he looked like 2010 Silva. You know what I mean? That Silva. And you see glimpses of that in there, you know, as he peppered Adesanya with the jab. Again. Then I think he caught him 3 times in a row. So I'm looking at it like, wow, you know, Anderson Silva, you know, he might pull this off. Anderson Silva did miss some wild kicks. Don't get me wrong. He missed wild kicks, you know, and he did something strange in the second round where Adesanya was kicking to the leg to create distance. Well, he kind of turned, you know, to make that kick not as effective. And I never saw that. So, you know, Silva just bringing all types of tricks out of the bag. Adesanya's, you know, has, you know, he switches stances like a lot of UFC fighters. That's not a big deal, you know. But he was able to get those sneaky lefts in, you know what I mean? And then he was countering with that. But kicks, no. You know, couldn't get kicks off. Couple teep kicks, you know, which are lower kicks. But couldn't get those big kicks off that he's known for, those spontaneous kicks when you do chase him. He couldn't get those off. Honestly, I think Silva won the second round. Third round, more of the same. He did eye gouge Silva in the third round. And he was... That made that eye swell. So a lot of people, oh man, he busted his eye up. No, that came from the eye gouge. Okay, it was a foul. That's why it swole so quickly like it did. You know, matter of fact, it was this side. Because he, you know, he hit him with his left, gouged him with his left hand to his right eye. And it was a spectacular performance. Adesanya, of course, you know, started adding combinations in the last round, but he couldn't implement his kicks, which he's known for. Okay. You know, and one thing I gotta take my hat off to Adesanya is, sure, he won the fight, being the younger fighter, which is expected, okay? But he fought Anderson Silva straight up. He didn't go for the takedowns, which I'm not, you know, I roll in jiu-jitsu at times, you know, in Brazil, and, you know, and you have to know those type of things to be able to defend yourself against those things. But I'm not really a fan of, you know, ground games. I'm not. You know, I respect it, but I'm just not a fan of it. You know what I'm saying? I would prefer straight up fighting. That's why I like boxing over UFC, obviously. But these guys fought straight up, you know, toe to toe. And Anderson Silva proved why he is Anderson Silva. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just totally impressed with his performance. You know, I know he fought Cormier, and he was the replacement for John Jones. I think he tested positive for cocaine, but he impressed me with that. But it was too late. He kicked Cormier to the stomach with a side kick, had Cormier, oh, you know what I mean? But it was just too late. Cormier had already dominated the division, but Cormier knew, I got to take this guy down to the ground. You have to do that with Silva. Adesanya didn't. He fought Silva's game. You know what I mean? He fought his fight. When you fight a person's fight and then you beat that person with that, you know, with someone else's game plan, you're on to something. You know what I'm saying? That's impressive. But one thing in the third round, I must add, he didn't fall for the trap that Anderson Silva was trying to put him in on the side of the gate. He knew, no, I'm not falling for that shit. He's not going to catch me with something that I'm not, you know, because they could have been training on that at the gym. You know, Anderson Silva just kept going, no, come to me, come to me. And he was like, nope. You know, he did it at first and he thought about, no, because Anderson caught him with a side kick. Then he was like, no, I'm backing up. You're going to meet me in the middle of the ring and we're going to finish this round so I can win this fight. You know, so Adesanya, you know, he learned a lot with that guy, gave each other mad respect, and it was a great fight. And I think it's worth mentioning on this particular channel because I am a fan of strikers, because a strike is a punch, right? So, you know, this is Counterpunch, and there was a lot of counterpunching that night, last night. So, but no, fantastic performance from Anderson Silva and Israel Adesanya. You know, the torch was successfully passed down to him, and he is the next guy, undefeated fighter. I think he's 16-0, I think. And Anderson Silva goes out on his shield respectfully. And I got to take my hat off to him. But anyway, the highlights will be below. You guys tell me what you think about this fight. If you saw that fight last night, of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.